try to work it all out. Two middle-aged guys try to work it all out. Two middle-aged guys try to work it all out.
Hey listeners, welcome to Two Middle-Aged Guys Try to Work It All Out. It's me, Dave, and with me as always is...
Chris.
Good to see you, Chris. No mystery guest today, no funny jokes. Just good to see you.
That mystery guest joke will make sense soon because that episode hasn't dropped yet.
We could cut that out. Or we could leave it in. I don't know. Happy holidays, Chris.
Happy holidays to you too, Dave.
So today, if you looked at the thumbnail, you might see we're having a little bit of a Christmas time holidays at the theater discussion. And we're going to encapsulate all the December holidays are getting lumped in here. This is an inclusive discussion.
Absolutely. But I am super excited to discuss what foods we're going to sneak into movie theaters. That's our topic today, right? Based on the thumbnail?
Yes. The pies, the hams, just all that stuff. I bet the Alamo Drafthouse, they probably have a holiday menu. You probably could go in and get ham and sweet potatoes and
that would
pumpkin
be
pie.
Fantastic. Yeah,
which is cool.
I love that. This is how I'm spending my Christmas day.
Yeah. Well, how are you spending your Christmas day? Tell me what you guys have plans this year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. This year, my daughter, who lives away from home, she is coming in for the Christmas weekend. So we are going to get to see her, and that's exciting. Exactly what the plan is, it's kind of loose. She is not one that likes to make plans. She just likes to kind of just fly by whatever direction the wind is blowing. So I'm sure that there will be some food involved. There'll be some present opening, and there'll be maybe some like holiday Christmas watching. I am a sucker for Christmas Carol and White Christmas and a Charlie Brown Christmas. Those are my three favorite Christmas watches every year. So maybe some of that. And then I think the weekend before Christmas, we are going to get to see my in-laws who normally live very far away, but they are a little bit closer due to some work things. So I think we're going to get to see them this Christmas too. So that'll be really special and a lot of fun.
Oh, that's great. It's like a fun, family-filled holiday. I will be, I am. I mean, I know that I look like I'm in the studio. This is a green screen. I'm in line for the new Avatar. So I've been here, I've been here for weeks. I didn't mention that to you. I didn't want you to worry.
No.
It's very cold. I can't wait to see it.
How many people are in line exactly?
Right now, you mean? Just me. Just me. But right now it's just me, but that could change at any moment.
You have beat the crowd.
Yes, I have beat the crowd. I was waiting here. I considered starting to wait here in the summer, but then I was like, well, people might think I'm waiting for Superman. That would be embarrassing. So I thought, well, I'll wait when it gets a little closer. But no, I'm waiting for Avatar. We have some family. We've watched a little bit of Christmas movies. We watched Elf. Another one was on, but I don't remember what it was. Elf, Christmas Vacation, Daddy's Home 2. I'm happy to watch those, but I don't need too much more. I do have a soft spot for White Christmas. I think we've talked about that before, but it's inexplicably weird that, like 45 minutes of the movie are non-Christmas related performances for a bit.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? What am I watching? True. And then the Christmassy stuff is the other half of the movie, but it's still thoughtful and cute and sweet. And I like it, but it's weird. And these young kids played by a 58-year-old Bing Crosby, these whippersnappers. Bing Crosby has a cane. Yeah, that's right. I'm a young kid, sir.
That's some of the charm of like classic Hollywood.
It is, right? Like Frank Sinatra in his 80s is still, trying to, I don't know.
He's got like a leather jacket on, riding a
leather
motorcycle.
Jacket, and he's wearing oxygen, because his emphysema was really bad at that time. No, it's all those movies are fun. Well, today, what we are talking about is I don't pretend to understand this, but holidays are always a big time for movies, big releases, sometimes the biggest releases of the year. We're gonna talk about here in a few minutes. They come out at the holidays, and they're not Christmas movies either. It's flabbergasting. I don't know why they're not, I really thought today when we decided to do this topic, we would be talking about the Santa Claus 2, and the Santa Claus 3, the Escape Clause, which is my favorite, because it has a Santa, Santa Claus in it. It's just, I like them all. Looking at these have nothing to do with Christmas. All of the big movies at Christmas time, like this year, the big movie is Avatar 3, Fire and Ash, which I think is that related to like the cartoon from Nickelodeon?
No.
Wait, I'm waiting in line for it. Yeah, I should know. Hang on just a second. Let me ask the theater workers. Wait, it turns out this is the Blue People movie. Oh. No, that's the big movie this year. And I'm not waiting in line for Avatar, Fire and Ash. That's a joke. But I think you guys probably knew that. Someone might have been calling for a wellness check on me as they're listening to this. Chris, any interest in seeing the big holiday tentpole movie from Fox Disney?
No, and in fact, I still have not seen Avatar: The Way of Water. So I checked out early on the Avatar films.
Yes,
and I'm fine. I have no interest. I didn't think it was that good. I mean, a technical achievement, sure, absolutely. Wasn't a very interesting story. Not a particularly interesting. I don't know. My favorite part of the first movie, honestly, was Giovanni Ribisi. I thought he was excellent in the film, and he's like in it for 5 seconds, and that was it. Like they lost me after Giovanni Ribisi's big moment in the film.
I can barely remember anything about that movie. I know that we went and saw it in a theater, but we didn't see it in 3D. Which is like the worst of both worlds, right? You watch it when you're not at home. You had to pay for it. You paid a lot, and you didn't get to see it in 3D. So it's like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What is this horrible cartoon that I'm watching?
No, I did see it in 3D in the theater, and it was my Hail Mary 3D movie because Hollywood was pushing 3D, and I'd seen a couple of 3D films, and I just wasn't getting it, right? Like I wasn't super impressed, and I at one point I'm like, is it me? Is it my eyesight that's causing me not to understand how good 3D movies are? And so I thought if anyone can do this, it's going to be James Cameron. It's going to be Avatar. So I was really excited, went and saw it, sat through the whole thing in 3D, and at the end of it was like, meh. And to this day, every time there's like a jump in 3D technology, like I remember when PlayStation VR came out and you could watch 3D movies in PlayStation VR. And I thought, okay, if there's a way to get around the annoying glasses or the lack of things that you have, this is going to be it, right? This is going to be amazing. And I watched the 3D movie and I was still like, it's just not for me. I'm just not interested.
It's not for me. Nope. Yeah, I mean, I like a 5-minute 3D thing, like on a theme park ride. It's pretty cool, but sitting and watching a 2.5-hour technical proof of concept, which is what I feel like Avatar was, like a beautiful tech demo, a proof of concept. It was a finished product. It just wasn't a good or interesting story. Yeah, I'm with you. So we're going to talk today, listeners, about the highest grossing films over the last 10 years released around the holidays. Like I said, we're inclusive. Pretty much anything in the month of December that's released, weighted more heavily towards the end of the month, it was able to make our list. And we're going off worldwide box office because it's not just all about America. All right. Nope. We all like America. We love America, but not just about America. I've heard rumors that there's another country or two out there. I've looked at the whole world's box office. So one thing I did when we pulled this list, the first thing we both noticed this is like, oh, there's a lot of Star Wars movies in the last 10 years. Ton of Star Wars movies were the big grossing films. So let's just talk about those as a group and just kind of get them off the boards because we talked about Star Wars to death. The Force Awakens made over $2 billion, released in 2015 on the 18th of December 2015. So very much a holiday big box office blockbuster. Rogue One was over $1 billion, and it was released on the 16th in 2016. In 2017, The Last Jedi made $1.3 billion worldwide. And it was released in 2017 on 12/15. And then in 2019 on 12/20, Star Wars, The Rise of Skywalker was released to just over $1 billion. So those are big, right? Those are the sequels. And then Rogue One, the sort of sort of weird, unusual offshoot prequel. They were doing the Star Wars stories. I think Solo was also a holiday release, but it did not make this list for some reason. Was it a holiday? Or was it a summer release?
I thought it was a summer release, but I also thought Force Awakens was a summer release. So I am not to be trusted on this this list here. But I think we all know that Solo, regardless of when it was released, is not going to be on the list of highest grossing films, unless you put it on the list of highest grossing Ron Howard films, in which case it does quite well.
It probably does just fine. I'm not even sure it's the highest grossing movie that Lord and Miller were considered doing, because I know they've also did the Lego movie and the Spider-Man Spider-Verse. I bet those made more money. Those were Lord and Miller were the original directors of Solo.
No, I'm sure they did. But fun fact, it is the highest grossing Ron Howard directed picture, which I think is kind of sad.
Apollo 13 is sure.
Yes.
I'm sad that beat Apollo 13, but
yes,
he should know in his heart that that his films are better films than any of these. I guess Apollo 13 is better than all these. I do like Rogue One, and I have a soft spot for The Force Awakens because it was derivative, but it was still fun.
I agree.
It got us into the theaters and back into the theaters with Star Wars. So, and then a year later we got Rogue One. It felt like, okay, Disney, they might be able to handle this. And then, it kept going, and like, okay, well. So when we take the Star Wars movies off the board, are we good to move on? We can talk about other stuff we don't have multiple episodes dedicated to.
I'm totally good to move on, but I have an overarching question that I ultimately want to ask, and I will defer it until later because it applies to all of the movies on this list.
Okay,
but yeah, this list confuses me, Dave. I'll say that now.
It does. So the next one on the list is at $2.3 billion. I think everybody knows what I'm talking about here. Avatar, The Way of Water, which came out 3 years ago in 2022, excuse me, on the 16th of December. So 2.3 billion. Would this make it the number 3 highest grossing movie of all time after Avengers Endgame, I think? And then the original Avatar, something like that?
I have no idea.
I think it's up there.
I know
it's in the top 3. Yeah, I think it's in the.
Yeah,
it could
and
be
I
the
know
second
Cameron has 2 of the 3 slots. So
yeah.
But did you see Way of Water?
Well, based on my glowing review of the first Avatar, do you think I saw Way of Water? I did not.
I don't, but I had to check.
Interest.
Okay. No, so neither of us have seen this movie that grossed $2.3 billion.
I know people who've seen it. And if you say, how was that today? They'd be like, I don't remember. I thought it was pretty. And those people invariably say, I loved the graphics. Like,
the graphics.
Wow. Because it's like a video game. It's like a 3-hour cutscene of a video game. I mean, it's why you said graphics and not special effects. Because they're not special effects. It's just a cartoon.
I do have a hard time suggesting that Avatar is photorealistic. And I've heard that phrase batted around with it, and I know Cameron's used that phrase to describe it. But no matter how good it looks, it's so fantastical that my brain just can't see it as anything other than animation.
Yeah, you're right. Our brains... it may be that it's just so detailed that maybe our brains just kind of overload.
Maybe. And then there's the whole 48 frame thing that he does. And
60 frames.
That makes weird motion.
It does.
It's 48 frames.
Care for it. It's 48. I don't care for that high frame rate. Is it called HFR, high frame rate? Is that what it's called?
High frame rate, yeah, because films normally run 24 frames and these run at 48 frames, which if you're viewing for 3D does make for better 3D. But then we go back to my argument, which is I don't want to be viewing 3D in the first place. So there you go.
Yeah. I saw The Hobbit, the first one, in the theaters in standard, in HFR, and HFR 3D. So yes, we saw it 3 times.
3 times. Wow. Were you bound by law to see?
I was doing community service. They wanted my opinion on the high frame rate, so I got a speeding ticket. No, I really liked that movie, and I wanted to see it. I was very curious about the HFR, so I wanted to watch it in all of its modes. And I did like that movie very much. The second two it went off the rails. It did not need to be 3 movies, but that's not. I guess it's not what we're talking. But I found the HFR experience because I'm with you on 3D. I found it to be distracting, and it didn't feel theatrical or cinematic. Maybe to me is the right word. It felt. It's like that soap opera effect on new TVs until you turn all the anti-judder jitter stuff off. It felt unnatural. Until Nolan does it, it will feel unnatural. And then when Nolan does it, it'll be like, man,
Listen.
did you hear he did 96 frames? All he had to do was double it again.
Nolan won't do it.
I don't think he will. I think it's good. It flies in the face of what he likes about cinema. So
I should not get started on this because as somebody who makes their living as with video cameras, I have very strong opinions about frame rate, and we do not need to adjudicate that in this episode.
But Avatar: Way of Water, the movie, lots of people saw. I'm not sure anyone remembers, but I do know people who saw it. I mean, it's not like I don't know anybody who saw this. I know lots of people who saw this and the Avatar, and they'll probably watch the new one in the theater too, but they don't remember anything about it. I think the most culturally impactful thing from Avatar is probably the Disney park that they've got at Disney's Animal Kingdom, which I hear great things about, but they're always great things like it's technically amazing, not like, oh, it really made me like Avatar more. I wanted to be a Na'vi after walking through this park. It was pretty cool. It was a cool ride, cool effects. It was cool, which is great. But I just don't think there's anything. There's no story here. I guess this is a good time for us to bring up. Probably should have talked about it earlier, but in the new Avatar movie, Chris and I were discussing this off mic, but we'll talk about it now. I think it's hilarious. James Cameron's special pleading to the theater staff, the projectionists, the sound calibrators, on how to to follow his guidance. Specifically, it's critically important. I believe critically was underlined, I think, because he mixed the sound himself. And not only did he do it himself, he responsibly mixed the sound. He did not kill any animals while mixing the sound. I think that's what he meant. Nolan wrote another note saying that he irresponsibly mixed all of his own sound. But it was very funny. I actually thought it was kind of if you have not seen this note, go Google James Cameron's note to theaters for Avatar, and you'll see his plea, and it's all written in the Avatar font.
Papyrus,
yes. And of course, that got me down the SNL rabbit hole.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah. I thought it was kind of cute in a way because he's like, "Hey, you're the last stop in the filmmaking team. You got to show this the right way. Make it awesome. Please follow my instructions because I did the mix myself." Those were his exact words. I mean,
yeah.
And so Chris and I thought it was kind of clever and cute and funny. A little annoying, but
I don't know. I think about the poor minimum wage worker who gets this note and is, staging the digital cinema files to show Avatar 3. And I'm just thinking, is there one person that's like, oh, now I understand my role in the universe? Yes, James Cameron, I will make sure that it's 70 decibels or whatever he requested.
Reference level 7.
Yeah.
I think was one of the things.
I don't see that happening. So, I mean,
yes, sir.
Good on
I make $6 an hour. I'll make sure to do your bidding, Mr. Cameron, sir. Can I take a ride in your submarine? Get away from me, you smelly. You smell like popcorn.
But since they are the last phase of the movie, I mean, they share in the grosses, right?
I think Cameron needs to be distributing $1 billion. But then you were like, I don't know about this. And then I showed you a letter David Lynch had wrote to the projectionists. And not joking, folks, this is real too. You can Google it, from Mulholland Drive, where he says, "Play it hot." Those were the words. Play the audio hot. That's how he said it too. Turn it up 2 notches, I think was, and then and some other things about framing the film was like. But David Lynch was like, when he writes something, he seems like a nice, humble guy, right? He's bizarre, a weird dude, but everything I've ever seen with him, he's always being super kind, right? You can listen to him talk about George Lucas. There's a clip of him talking about George Lucas, and he seems so nice and respectful to George Lucas, even though they could not be more different. But James Cameron probably was like, I could have made Star Wars if I wanted to. I don't. I just never wanted to because it's stupid. Look at this blue guy.
And just for the record, I am 100% fine with David Lynch's letter, and everybody should abide by it.
Play it hot. That's what I want to say to everybody now. With it, instead of turning up the volume, play it hot, please. Turn it up 2 notches. You don't have to yell. I do. I can't hear myself talk like David Lynch. So I thought, anyways, but so, Avatar, The Way of Water. Yeah, I made plenty of money. Great. Whatever gets people back into movie theaters, I guess. Sure. This is post-pandemic too. 2.3 billion. Post-pandemic is a big deal.
Sure is.
So then you go next on the list. Now we have a movie in 2021, also post-pandemic. Spider-Man: No Way Home came out on the 17th of December in 2021. Did you see this in the theaters, Chris?
No.
I did. So we went out opening night. So I feel like I can't tell a story without mentioning that I had a surgery, but I did have a surgery. I had 2 surgeries before this came out. I had one at the end of November, and it didn't work. I was hospitalized for weeks. That's also something I say a lot because it's happened more than once. And then I went and had a surgery in December, and they were major, major surgeries. And I was in a lot of pain, but I still wanted to go see this. And I was in so much pain. I had to stay. I could not sit. It was hurting too bad. But I was also on so much pain medicine that I was falling asleep. So I had to stand up in the back and watch it. I loved this movie. It was a bizarre theater experience. I didn't get to, we were not at the Alamo, so I didn't feel bad standing up in the back. I was, no one saw me. But I just kind of stood and leaned on the wall and drank an icy. And enjoyed Spider-Man: No Way Home, a movie I very much like. $1.9 billion. It billion with a B. That's a lot of billions.
So not only did I not see this in theaters, I have not seen this movie at all. So I'm surprised to hear your positive review of it. Maybe I need to revisit this.
This is a great movie.
Is this the first of the Tom Holland Spider-Man?
This is the second. This is the Doctor Strange.
So this is the one that's got all of the
Tobey
Spider-Man
and
actors
Garfield
in it?
show up. Yeah.
Okay.
This is a great movie.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm actually shocked that you haven't seen this.
Well, my Marvel fatigue is real.
Yeah.
So
yeah, but this goes beyond that. You know what? Tobey Maguire is back. That's enough, right?
I don't know. I was hurt by Spider-Man 3. I'm not sure I've recovered from that one.
We all were. That's fair. So after that, this one is inexplicable. I don't know what was going on in the world. In 2018, on the 21st of December, Aquaman released. It made $1.15 billion. How did the Aquaman movie, the first one, get over $1 billion?
That's got to be like a Jason Momoa thing, right? Like anyone else in that role, and it doesn't do that kind of money?
Maybe.
I have to believe that because it's it's one of those things where like everybody wanted to see it, whether you were a comic book nerd or just somebody who was thirsting after Jason Momoa. And when you have that kind of demographic, you're going to cross $1 billion.
I guess. I don't know. Who are they going to cast as Aquaman next? Timothy Chalamet? Is that what they're going to go? All right, we went one direction. Now we're going to go in the other direction.
He's like really moody and angsty, and it's like a very serious character portrayal of Aquaman. Actually, I've talked myself into that. I would watch that.
This is top level Aquaman. I don't know if you heard the Timothy Chalamet interview where he was referring to his recent output as top level.
Yes,
he could do a top level Aquaman. Like, I think people would question why Aquaman is 14 and 5'6" and 120 pounds, but I saw this movie. I bought it on streaming, but I didn't watch it in the theaters. This was not going to get me to the theaters.
No, I did not see it in theaters and still have not seen it. So
okay. It's not good. It really. My son saw it in the theaters. Like, oh, Dad, you need to watch this. This is good. I'm like, all right, and I'm like, oh no, this is not good. What's wrong?
You're like, you're no son of mine.
No, I don't get it. So that was in 2018. The next movie on the list, speaking of Chalamet, I didn't even connect that when I made the Chalamet joke. I really wanted to mention his top shelf acting or whatever he called it.
Yeah. Well, you did.
In 2023, on the 15th of December, Wonka came out. And we're starting to get into the lower grossing ones. 630 million worldwide for Wonka, which is the Willy Wonka preview.
Prequel.
They want you to believe that Timothy Chalamet becomes Johnny Depp cosplaying as Michael Jackson at some point in his life. But did you see this?
I actually did. I did see Wonka.
Is it good?
No. No, it's not.
Did you see it streaming, or was this a in theater?
No, I saw it streaming. My wife is a huge fan of the original Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, or Willy Wonka, rather, the Gene Wilder one.
Yeah.
So she was excited to see this, and she enjoyed it, but I am honestly not a fan of any of the iterations of the Wonka story. It's just not for me. So the prequel about how he came to be Wonka, I didn't care.
Yeah, I don't need Wonka lore. I like the book. You don't like it in any narration. Did you not like the book?
No, not a big fan.
I know Dahl is not for everybody. He's dark.
And I like other Dahl books. I just didn't like this one. And I mean, the Gene Wilder one is the closest to a movie I would enjoy. But I'm still like, if you're like, do you want to watch this or do you want to watch, something else? I'll probably pick something else.
All right. This is where I admit that I actually, and I have no issue with the Wilder version, but I really like the Tim Burton Depp version. I actually really think it's a pretty enjoyable movie with fantastic music. I listen to the soundtrack in the car all the time. I have been pulled over. Just people were concerned that some very mentally ill person was driving. I know, I'm fine, I think, but I just like this song.
I just really like the soundtrack.
Yeah.
Depp's performance was awesome.
Deep Roy plays every one of the Oompa Loompas guys. Come on. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Did you pay for it, or did you get it in one of the... Was this like a day-and-date streaming thing, or...
It was either Max or Disney Plus. I can't remember who made the movie. But it was one of those two, and no, it just came up, and my wife was like, ooh, that's what we're watching. And I was like, are you sure? And she was sure.
Well, that same year, it had some stiff competition from our last entry that we're going to be discussing today. In 2023, the next week, on the 22nd of December, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom was released and got not as these are not big numbers at this point. This is probably barely budget covering at this point. Mm-hmm. $430 million worldwide gross. And this was the last film of the old DCEU, which was the old pre-Gunn Snyderverse, whatever you want to call it, DC films. I didn't see this either. I didn't see this one. No interest at The Flash. I thought The Flash was a fitting end to it, and they'd capped it off, and no Blue Beetle, no Lost King. Didn't matter. There was no stakes. I didn't watch the second Shazam. Did not care. So I was like, I can't be bothered to watch this.
No, same. Didn't see it, won't see it, no interest. But what an odd list of holiday movies. And I don't understand this because, and listeners, you can't see this, but in the spreadsheet that Dave prepared, he also put competition in for these movies around holiday time. Is there a single Christmas movie on this list?
Gosh, Mary Poppins maybe has a Christmas thing.
Christmas. I don't know.
It's not really, no. Sing was the first Sing a Christmas movie. Sing 2 wasn't. So. That actually, Sing 2's on here too. I did go see that in the theaters with my daughter. Sing 2 is a very cute movie, and at the end of the movie, I realized that it was Bono that was voicing the tiger or whatever, the lion. I don't know. But I was like, hey, I like that. I was enjoying it. I didn't even realize that was him.
So it's pretty interesting. I think maybe Frozen 2 is the closest to a Christmas movie on this list.
How did Frozen 2 not end up on this list? Oh, yes. I forgot to say I removed fully animated. No, I didn't. I did not remove Frozen 2 because it came out in November. And I did get specific. I did not remove fully animated. I did not. No, because Sing's on here, and no. And Avatar's on here. That's animated.
Okay, so because it came out November, it did not.
It did not make the list. This is just about
Okay.
the holidays, the specific December holidays.
December, got it.
Culturally,
got it.
whatever.
Okay.
But yes.
So there's no, I mean, we always gather around the Christmas tree and watch The Hateful Eight as a family. No, we don't.
Sure.
There's no Christmas movie.
They say, Dad, will you read Nightmare Before Christmas, The Night Before Christmas in your Sam Jackson voice. I'm like, kids, that's not appropriate. I will not do that. I draw the line there, but I will read it as Kurt Russell from The Hateful Eight.
Oh,
if that's what you guys want to know. Or the Wolf from Pulp Fiction.
Yay, do your Mr. Pink voice. Anyway, I just don't understand how we can go back to 2015 and there's no Christmas movie represented in December.
There isn't.
Like, that's so bizarre to me.
Yeah, and that's what I was to me, it's inexplicable. A lot of the things in this list,
agree.
but also
No.
I believe I said it boggles my mind why there aren't Christmas movies. And when did are they coming out like Thanksgiving weekend? Is that what they do when they load these up? I don't know. I'm not a big Christmas movie person, so seeing a Christmas movie in the theaters is not, unless it's of the Ernest Saves a variety of Christmas movie. I have no, but I would go see, they got to reboot Ernest. Maybe that's what Chalamet does next. He's like, you won't appreciate the top shelf? I'm going down on the bottom shelf. I'm going to be Ernest.
Earlier I alluded to, I have a question about these movies, and that's it. I just don't understand why there's no Christmas element to any of these. And so why are they releasing these around the holidays? Like, is that, obviously it's a big time for people to spend money and go to movies, but
is it?
Why?
See, and I don't understand.
It has to be.
It has to be, right? Obviously, it has to be because people are dumping money into it this time. There's a handful of times of the year where, there are these blockbusters that get released, and they obviously make a ton of money if they put Star Wars and Avatar and apparently Aquaman in their titles. They're, it's like they're an ATM for these studios. But I have never been to the movies on Christmas, and my wife and I were talking about this when I was prepping for this, and she said it sounds kind of like a cool thing to do, but we're always so busy, that the kids want to play with their toys, and we still have little kids, and we've never gotten the opportunity to do that. But I don't know. It just seems like, it does seem like a cool, chill thing to do. Maybe do it in the day after Christmas, but we're just too darn busy, I guess. I don't know. And then you spend so much money on other stuff that I don't know.
So I have to assume that one of the big reasons to do a holiday push is people are off work, right? Like, there's just natural vacation happening around there.
Sure.
So maybe there's time and opportunity to go see a movie or something like that. But that's not how I would want to spend my Christmas day. And I would not want that poor minimum wage theater projector who's listening to James Cameron's demands have to work on Christmas Day
Mr.
so
Cameron,
that I can go see a movie.
I turned the reference to 6. Will you forgive me?
I'm ceremonially turning in my projector card.
Yeah.
I am not fit for this position.
Scrub my submarine. Scrub it. Scrub the barnacles off. I don't know if they get barnacles, but the only thing I know about underwater is SpongeBob related things, so I can't.
It should be accurate. I mean,
it's pretty close.
See a problem with that. Yeah. But I think we utterly failed to figure out our question for this episode. I don't know. This list is strange.
It is strange. I don't, maybe this year we'll try to go see a movie at Christmas, but I mean, I've looked at what's coming out. I have no interest. I don't know.
I mean, if you hadn't gotten out of line for Avatar 3, then this would be a different story, but I made you come record this podcast, so.
Yep. No, I had to come in from the cold. Next year, our big Christmas movie is going to be Doomsday, which is the new Marvel entry. So I'm sure that's going to drive billions again. I mean, they're obviously they need it to be a $2 billion movie because they've got every big star in the world and Robert Downey Jr. So they need that. That just to cover the costs, they're going to need to make $1 billion
of Robert Downey Jr. Yes,
right. I'll do it for $1 billion. Okay. And next year that'll be a big one, but this year I just cannot. I cannot drag myself to anything that's out. You did tell me earlier that Twin Peaks is coming back to the theaters at the Alamo Drafthouse, which That would be pretty. I would just seeing the pilot alone in the theaters would be cool.
It's only in January that they're doing it, so you won't get to do it on Christmas Day.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, the Alamo's running the first season of Twin Peaks, 3 episodes to a showtime, and 3 episodes every week for the month, and that gets you through the first season, I think, or maybe it spills into February. I can't remember. But what a cool idea. And, I think it says a lot about the holiday season where I'm way more excited about that than anything else that's coming out.
Sure. Oh yeah, that's really cool. Yeah, and that first season is, I do like things about the second season, but I think if you guys have listened to our Twin Peaks podcast, first season is generally better.
Yeah.
Generally. All right. Well, Chris, I think what we learned is neither of us are going to the movies as much in December as some other people apparently are.
Yes,
and
that's true.
With this selection, yeah, I can kind of see why. I mean, although I did see every one of these Star Wars movies in the theater opening night, so I guess I'm part of the problem. But
same.
Yeah,
actually, I did not see Rise of Skywalker opening night. I did see it in theater, but I did not see it opening night.
Yeah, just couldn't do it, huh?
No, I just couldn't do it.
Yeah.
And yeah. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas,
We're sorry
listener.
that Hollywood doesn't give you a Christmas movie this year.
They didn't give you a gift. But listener, Chris, tell us where they can find us.
They could find us at their local Alamo Draft House. That's not true. I wish it was.
Watching
but they can find us
Twin
at
Peaks.
Exactly. They can find us at 2middleagedguys.com. That is 2middleagedguys.com. From there, you can get to our socials, to our RSS feeds, to our email. Send us one. That would be fun. It would be like a digital Christmas card to your favorite podcasters. We would love to see that and to read it.
Tell us what movies you'd like to watch at Christmas, or weird maybe Christmas holiday experiences in the theaters watching non-Christmassy movies. I don't know, just tell us about it.
That'd be awesome. We'd love to hear those stories, and we'd love to read some of those on the air, as Dave likes to say it, even though we're an internet-based podcast.
Yes, over the air, which that's how Wi-Fi gets to you, so,
fair enough.
You know what I think I will do, though, and Chris, I'll do this especially if we happen to go to one of the showings together, is during the middle of the Twin Peaks on the screen, I'm going to turn around and yell, "Play it hot!" To the guy up in the... Don't you know what that means? It means play it hot, turn it up too. That's because that's what it says. Folks, read the David Lynch note about Mulholland Drive. It really is funny and hilarious. And somehow when he does it, it's awesome. And when Cameron does it, you want to punch him in the head. I don't know why that is. But
yeah, it's true.
Please, friend, play it correctly. I would appreciate that.
Happy holidays, listeners. We hope that you have a wonderful time filled with candy and friends and family and all of the good stuff that comes this time of year. And TMAG will catch you in 2026.